I think we're live, so we do this. Shit. I think my mic's bust.
No, I can hear you.
Can anyone else hear me? Oh, no.
Well, if I can hear you, everyone else can hear you.
Okay. It's a good way to start the...
that is a great way to start.
James's way. God, what a terrible start. Can you hear anyone watching? Ryan, can you hear me, Ryan?
Everyone
Ryan!
can hear you.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Yep,
okay. Sorry, that was weird.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Hello. How are you?
How am I?
I thought that'd be an easy question.
You can hear that?
I can hear that. Yeah.
Just play that on loop underneath. A little bit of respect for Gary Caldwell this morning. A little bit of respect.
I think it's been long overdue.
Yeah. How do I turn it off?
Oh. All right.
Yeah. How do I turn it off? Bit of respect for Gary.
Yeah. Been a long time coming. Long time coming.
No surprise to me.
No,
on Saturday or last night. Nah.
We've backed him, haven't we, from the very beginning?
Yeah. He's backed us.
Yeah, well, mutual respect.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Exeter played Barnsley last night at home and won 3-1. Barnsley have been flying.
12 games unbeaten. Barnsley were before.
I kept hearing, Barnsley, that. Yeah.
And we did the double over them this season. We've beaten them twice, home and away.
Yeah.
So
I'm very aware that the Barnsley podcast guys are very nice and pleasant and polite. So I don't want to be knobheads.
Oh, no slander on Barnsley. Great football team. Great club. But we've done the double over you. Cheers.
Yeah.
Although we've done a lot of teams at the top of favour, so it's kind of a double-edged sword.
I don't care about them. We're going up. We're climbing the ladder.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, my brother is ever the pessimist when it comes to things like this, and he sent me a text yesterday going, "Yeah, it's doable. We could do this."
Well,
it's very hard, but we could do it.
Oh yeah, unlikely, but we're a special side.
We are a special side.
POTP.
What was that?
Power of the pod.
Oh, power of the pod. Yeah, power of the pod.
I got a little message saying, "This is on. This is on."
Just the little. This is doable. This is doable. Yeah. If we get into the playoffs, I'll get the pod tattooed on me though. That's how confident I am. We won't.
You get the pod? What, the little?
The name or the logo. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Whereabouts?
I'll let you choose.
Asshole. No, not ass.
Asshole. Christ. I love how that was so instinctive to say asshole though. It just first word popped into his brain.
Sorry. Bloody hell. I was messaging Charlie Baker about Paul Hawksby, how much I love Paul Hawksby.
Yeah.
On TalkSport.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledgeable, funny, such a lovely man.
Yeah.
Intelligent. Mm-hmm. And he wouldn't say that. I've got to be more like Paul.
No, because
anyway, that's So what was I going to say to you? So I didn't go to the match last night.
What?
John. Yeah. It was really drizzly and cold.
No, that is such. I hate the. What is this?
I was with my wife about lunchtime. I went, the weather's shocking. Weather's shocking.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you don't have a podcast that revolves around going to these games, isn't it? Or the football.
Did you enjoy getting iFollow up last night and watching it, John?
Well, I was busy, but you've just not gone because of the weather.
What were you doing, son?
I was at another game of football. I was scouting the next set of teams coming through.
Right.
But you were sat there with a glass of red wine on the sofa, feet up. Did you pay for iFollow?
Yeah.
So you've paid for a season ticket and iFollow.
iFollow is so expensive. But I was on the sofa saying, I said to Naomi, this is lovely. I feel really cozy here. I really love the commentary.
The 18 quid that's left your account or whatever it is to watch the game.
It's bloody expensive for one camera.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the one camera is our fault.
Whose fault?
Not our fault as in the pod, but like the club's fault. We only have one camera. Whereas other
another
clubs
camera.
Well, they're quite expensive. Or well, to be fair, you have to bring somebody in to it's like a freelance sort of jobby. But yeah.
I'll get him in.
Oh, all right, yeah. You find the money. We do.
It just felt. I said, it's such a lot. I said, I love it when I get there, but a Tuesday night, I won't get back to 11. It's like hour door to door. I'm sick of it.
Right, well, that's the end of the pod then. Cheers, guys. How can you be sick of going? With the way we're playing, how can you be sick of going?
It's the weekday nights. I don't want to because you get in at like 11:45, and then you sort of buzz in, so you're not really sleeping till 12:30, and then you got to get up at 6. Grow up.
Well, you don't have to get up at 6. Just have a little line.
Before we carry on with the game,
Okay, yeah.
The grey boxes.
Yeah, well, you keep banging on about these, and I don't know what's wrong with them.
You don't know what's wrong with that?
You should have seen what was there before.
Honestly, I saw that
in comparison to what was there before. That's a 5-star hotel and accommodation right there.
Can you explain to the listeners what we're looking at, John? So
that is what the club calls the control center, I believe, which is where everything happens from. From that little window, you can see if anyone's watching the stream live. If you're not, I'll describe it. There's a little Apex scaffolding sign at the top of there, just below that first window there. From the hot seat in there, you can see every seat in the ground via camera CCTV. And then in a little room just behind it is where the scoreboard is controlled from. And then down below, I believe there's a little sort of medic station where
build a house, build something in there with a little roof.
Build a house. Nice. That seems like a pretty big waste of space.
I'd like to get other people's opinions on this.
Did you draw those arrows?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all over the internet. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks like a Devon Live article with a load of arrows pointing at it.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
What's it made of? Tin?
I've actually never been in.
You've never been in there? I'd love to go in there.
But it's just, I think it's not, I don't know what it is. It's just two cargo containers with windows.
Exactly. Bunged in the corner of the ground. Come on.
At least they're not rusty. You've got green moss growing up the side of them. They look all right. Look nice.
What do other people think of them? What do other people think?
Yeah, put in the comments if you've seen them and what do you think of them?
What do you think of the grey boxes? They're porter cabins, said Ryan. They're porter cabins.
Oh, sorry for not using the correct
term. Got a lovely Airbnb in there, says Sam Willett.
Airbnb?
That would be nice.
Oh my God, yeah. Imagine that. The Exeter City Airbnb. Get to look over the pitch as you wake up, have a little brekkie.
What would you pay for that for a weekend? And you get to watch the game?
Well, I'd pay unlimited money because it's the best football stadium in the world. So,
stadium tour. Get to watch the game. Dinner in the Heritage Lounge. Lovely little double bed.
That's a bit of a walk, though. You've got to walk all the way from the Heritage Lounge around to your bloody B&B. And you can't go the short way around.
You get a little buggy. There's a little
you can't
Airbnb
go the short
buggy.
way around because that's past the away fans and that's not safe. So you have to
100
walk
quid.
all the way.
Ellie
100
says,
quid.
No.
100 quid. That's ridiculous. No.
500 quid for the weekend.
$1,000 a night. It'd be like the Ritz.
So how many games at home? Say 20 games at home. That's 10 grand.
Great. That doesn't even pay.
Well, buys you a camera.
Nah, probably not for the season. Not to rent out a guy for the season. It won't.
Ben Oxford said 150 quid a night with JB.
No,
John
sorry,
Beer.
No. I'm not. If it's 150 quid a night, then. Oh, to be fair, Ben, if you're paying, sure.
Anyway, what did you think of the? Oh, you didn't watch the game. I watched the game.
Well, I watched splits and splurts through iFollow.
I tell you what I thought about the game, John. It felt like it was at such a fast pace for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
like noticeably so. Really both teams knocking it around quickly.
This is my favourite question whenever you've watched and I
God.
haven't. Who stood out for you? And not your usuals, not your classic sort of 10 out of 10s. Who did you think? Right, you went under the radar today.
Harry Kite?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he went under the radar.
Such
Solid.
a lovely little player, a lovely guy, lovely family, everything. Perfect human being.
Yeah, his muscles are getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
In 3 seasons' time, it's just going to be one
like
leg. He's going to be one. He's going to have one leg.
Okay, so best player then for us. Who did you think? Right, they can't handle him.
Bang.
Little bit of confidence, and he's flying.
Honestly, last night, I think that was his best performance. And he was terrorising them.
Doesn't he? Likes to play against Barnsley. He scored 2 up there, and now he scored. His goal last night was superb.
My boy came in to see me this morning. He went, "Oh, who scored the first goal?" I said, "James Stansfield." He went, "Oh, I heard you shout, 'What a goal!' from the living room. What a goal!"
You see, this is what I mean. In the creature comforts of your living room, you become a different person because you'd never shout that at the football.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
You'd be sat there like this, like, "Oh yeah, well done."
Yeah.
And you've whacked out a what a goal.
Yeah.
So loud, by the way, that your son can hear you.
I know. He was trying to get to sleep. Yeah. Incredible. Oh, we were great last night. And
this is what annoys me though. I hate the fact we could play this well.
I know.
Because if we'd started this a little bit earlier, we'd be actually in with a playoff push.
Yeah. But we've played against all the big sides. We played really well against. But anyway, that's fine. Dimitri Mitchell is class. He's so class on the ball.
Yeah,
so classy. And this got me welling up.
Did you stayed for this? Did you? Of course you didn't go.
No, but I saw this little picture of Gary,
yeah,
Jay, Josh, Jamal. Is it Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin.
And they're all holding up their hands to the big bank.
Look how happy they are.
Just basically saying, "For you."
For you.
Just made me go, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
This is nice.
You know what? I agree. The video after the game and all that, it was emotional. It was nice.
Oh, Ben Conridge says, pretty sure I was stood next to my new football club's Tom Parry. He was there last night. He sent a photo and he bought an Exeter City scarf.
Wow.
He sent a photo of him in his scarf.
Get in. Well done, Tom Parry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although the bit below, he didn't realise McDonald was playing for us until he was subbed off.
Ah. Well, he's probably
more attentive, Tom.
Yeah. Well, let's welcome our guest for this week.
Yeah. Here we go.
He's done it before. He knows football inside out. He's got anecdotes coming out of his ass. It's James Gill.
Ooh.
Oh, guys, I just want to apologise. I am absolutely knackered. I actually missed the start of the show, but I've just got back because I was at the Exeter game last night.
Did you go last night?
Well, as a real fan, I just thought, I didn't want to miss it, because I just feel like if you're doing an Exeter pod, the least you can do is show your face at the game. And I'm sure you two, surprised you two, I must have seen you. You were there, I'm taking it.
Yeah. So you travelled down from South London.
You wouldn't miss a game like that, 3-1. I mean, Stansfield was absolutely electrifying. Yeah. And I know for a fact that you two, obviously claiming to be Exeter City fans, you wouldn't have obviously missed Probably the highlight of the season.
No,
but
no,
one of those games, I was there. Exeter, Wouldn't have missed that. I'm tired now, but I've got memories that will last a lifetime. And I know for a fact that you guys, obviously, you're in a podcast like this, you wouldn't have missed again. What excuse you wouldn't have had? I know you were there. I'm sure we were singing along. Gary Caldwell's Army. Gary. I mean, you obviously you'd have to be some sort of part-time glory hunter to miss a game of that. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And to all my fellow Exeter City fans, the ground was rocking. 6,700 of us, true die-hard fans, and I know that you guys wouldn't have missed that for.
We had our sofa cleaned last Thursday, and it's looking very nice. Sorry,
just run that one by me again.
Yeah, I didn't go, and John didn't even watch it, James.
Wow. For anyone listening on the podcast, my jaw has just hit my desk. Hang on. Sorry, David. So you weren't there because you've got a clean sofa? I think by law, you should have the podcast. And I'm very grateful for all the opportunities you've given me. But on behalf of the club, I wonder if the podcast should be passed on to someone who was...
Yeah.
I'm happy to listen. Speculation.
If someone wants to take over,
and it's nice to be linked with the pod, but I've got a job to do. I've got the Always Be Comedy podcast to run. But guys, thanks for the chat. People are saying you take it over, James. No, that's not fair, Ryan Greenaway. John, what was your excuse? I'm sure you must have a cast iron.
Well, I live 250 miles away. That's
just 250 miles because I think it might be a bit further than.
Well, some of us are on a student's budget here, James. Yeah, can't afford to fill up the car and get him down to Exeter every Tuesday and Saturday.
If you'd want it enough, if you want it enough, give it Gill and Perry until the end of the season. Speculation is smashing.
Yeah,
that's football fans for you.
It's a lot of bloody work doing this podcast.
James,
a lot of hours out of my bloody week.
James Gill needs to be a permanent figure of the pod. Give him a wage. I promise I am not Mr. Chocolado. Someone else has written that. Mr. Chocolado.
Chocolado.
Thank you. Thank you. What a lovely message. My new football with James Gill and John Beer does have a ring to it. Thank you, Scooby.
Listen, this is a lot of work, this pod. If anyone wants to take over, I'm happy to take a
David, I've just seen that as like a way of apology wearing the official cap.
Well, I bought this on Saturday. I was feeling.
He had taken it off. He was like, the last 3 podcasts we've done, he's had it on.
Well, I put it on. It's too cold and wet last night. I thought I don't want to go up the A38 with bloody spray hitting the.
David, they're the best nights when it's absolutely peeing it down. They're the nights you remember forever.
I agree. That is not going because it's raining is absolutely ridiculous. It's like
you didn't even watch I Follow, John. Where did you go?
I was watching another game of football at least.
What were you watching?
I was watching Altrincham versus Notts County.
Wow. But you were basically having an affair.
No, I was in the Notts County end.
My Clean Sofa podcast with David L.
That is outstanding. Ryan Green.
I had the mid-table blues yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, David,
and then you're giving it the big one on Twitter going, we're going to get the playoffs. How can you have mid-table blues if you think we're going to get the playoffs?
Also, David, I stopped when you said the playoffs were on. You've got 12 points to make up. All right, I know it's unlikely, but I mean, this run of form, our run, Exeter, win, loss, win, draw. That's punchy form.
We've got some apples on there, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Very green apples.
3 shiny green apples.
James, could you just run through that league again and just what do we need to do to just make our way into that top?
I mean, you do. I mean, look, it is still a major mathematical miracle. Yeah. You're relying on. I mean, hang on, Derby County.
Shocking time.
So they could. And we've
got to play. We've still got to play Ipswich, Plymouth, Derby, Sheffield Wednesday. We've got a lot of the big boys to play.
Yeah, let's take some points off them.
If a couple of results go your way in the next couple of matches, you could theoretically be in ninth. It would be. I mean, this will be the greatest podcast of all time if you sneak it into the playoffs.
We've got to make up 12 points with 24 points to play for. It's going to be a difficult task.
It's a difficult task, but you basically you've got to put one heck of a run together, haven't you? It is doable.
Yeah. James has got the face of somebody who knows it's very difficult but doable.
So if we won all our final games, how many points do we end up with? Is it 74?
76.
76.
That.
So I was looking at previous League
76 probably gets you in,
76 in previous years, apart from last year, gets you in.
Yeah.
Apart from last year.
I'll tell you why if we win all of our games, we'll almost certainly be in, is because we've got to play a lot of the big boys. We'll be taking points off a lot of the teams above us, as well as. So a lot of them will be 6-pointers.
Also, can I just say that Crystal Palace in the 2003-2004 season were third from bottom on Boxing Day and made it to the playoffs and got promoted. These miracles do happen
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've told you I've told you that story. I've told you the Peter Andre story.
Peter Andre?
No.
Oh, no. Guys, strap in.
Right.
True story. 2003, 2004, third from bottom. We go on this miracle run from January through to May, like barely lose a game. And Croydon, I've got the Eagles badge on my chest. Croydon is going Eagles crazy. There is a genuine vibe in Croydon and Ian Dowie's done it. Everyone's positive. Everyone's obsessed with Crystal Palace, right? So the Eagles are soaring up the league. This is true. Peter Andre, while Palace were on this miracle run, played the Croydon Fairfield Hall, right? He'd been on stage for 1 hour, so he's done Mysterious Girl at least 6 times, right? He turns to the crowd and says, "Do we have any Eagles fans in?" 2,500 people jump up and start chanting, "Eagles! Eagles!" Peter Andre looked like he was going to burst into tears, and he turns to the crowd and goes, "Oh my God, you guys are in for such a treat, because this next song is called Hotel California." To this day, he has no idea why 2,500 people at the same time went, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
God, what's his version of Hotel California?
I want to hear it.
Well, let's hear it. Let's bloody hear it.
I thought you were going to say like Peter Andre sort of signed for Crystal Palace, scored a couple of goals.
By the way, isn't that an absolute belter?
Yeah. How big's Fairfield Halls?
I sort of winged it on 2,500. I bet it's not that big.
Just want to know what size.
Here we go.
I'm just looking for Hotel California.
I wasn't far off. 1,800.
Right, Peter Andre, Hotel California.
There's no way there's any.
Here we go.
No way.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Here we go.
Can you play this? Oh, this is absolutely outstanding.
Wow. Don't know. I'll play it.
Sorry, why is Peter Andre playing it?
Ready?
That play's got any.
Ready?
Yeah, I like it.
Someone's put in the comments, Mysterious Earl.
Superb.
Love
You're about to Oh, yeah, hang on, David. Yeah, Ryan Greenaway's made a fair point. You're about to demonetize the pod. You have to pay royalties.
Whatever. I'd rather have this on and not make any money. It basically sounds exactly as I imagined it would. Do you remember that? Do you remember Insania, John? Remember Insania? Were you old enough to?
He wrote it in the jungle, didn't he? And then got out and recorded it. I think he got it. Did he get to number
so
one?
Good. Maybe.
By all accounts, he's a lovely man, isn't he?
Oh, you can tell. It just comes through the screen.
Sweetheart.
I just want to give him a hug.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything else, James? What's going on with you?
But can I just say this is why loving Exeter is a great thing. And if there's anyone in the chat who follows this isn't, sorry, I'm not bragging about supporting a Premier League team, but there are a few things more drab than an international break when you love your Premier League football team. And that's where you guys have got it made.
I realised that this season. Yeah.
So nice.
It doesn't stop.
Because all right, admittedly, the great thing about international break is it means that we can't technically lose for a few days. But when you love watching your football team and you realise that you can't watch them again for 2 full weeks, it's like, oh, come on. Do you guys thoughts on England? Do you enjoy watching England? Are you an England fan?
I love watching England. Not like I wish I could go to more games, but I absolutely love watching it during the World Cup and like the Euros. It's mint, absolutely mint.
Who are the players? So mine was John Barnes. When I was a kid, John Barnes was like the most exciting thing.
Same.
Ever.
He was mine. Yeah.
Posters on the wall.
Yeah.
An absolute icon. He's like the gateway drug into football for me. I think. Who were yours? Yours was Barnes as well, David. Who was yours, John?
Oh, no England players, only Exeter City players.
Go on.
The person who, the player I loved the most was Ryan Harley. He's actually assistant manager now at Notts County, which was quite funny. I saw him yesterday. But
I see. Yeah,
I get it now.
The affair makes sense.
I absolutely loved what. Even as a kid, I could like appreciate how good he was.
My new Ryan Harley.
Yeah. Let's get him on. He must have some right stories.
I think I might have told you this. I was obsessed with John Barnes, unless it was.
So was I.
Football and David, football wasn't really on telly then. You'd have the big match with Elton Wellesby, so Liverpool might be on. And then like England, if England were playing, it wouldn't be on the television, so you have to listen to it on the radio. Yeah. But I love this guy so much. And then I might have told you this before. I was warming up a show, an Amazon show called Back of the Net. The hosts were Peter Crouch, Gabby Logan, John Bishop, and they had John Barnes on one week. I couldn't even look at the guy because it was like God was. And then it was one of those shows where you'd always have a drink in the green room afterwards. It was like a really friendly atmosphere, and Barnes was there, and Bishop came over to me because I looked like I was about to burst into tears. He goes, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "No." And I told him everything, and he goes, "You should go over and say hello." And I'm like,
Hang on a minute. John Bishop came up to you and said, "Are you all right?" What? How are you behaving?
Because I was like, right, this is a visual thing. Like John Barnes is 10 yards away, and I'm like,
"You've got a little cocktail on the go."
Sorry.
Oh dear. Bloody no! I love your little cocktail on the go. Yeah.
Derek Trotter.
Oh, you do look like Derek Trotter. Fucking hell.
Oh, God.
Go on, then.
I'm oversharing here. My wife, God bless her, makes a smoothie smoothie or a juice every morning.
Yeah.
And puts it in this glass for me. But so anyway.
So what were you looking like for him to say?
So I'm in this green room. So John Bishop, by the way, and I think I've said this on this pod before. I've been his warm-up guy for years. We are, dare I say it, we're mates. So he's an angel, is John. But I'm standing there like this in this green room, just like staring at, in the way that like a Beatles fan would be staring at McCartney, And anyway, so I tell John everything, and he goes, "Come over and say hello." And I'm like, "No, I can't." This is a measure of Bishop. So Bishop's clearly thought he's not going to do it. I'm going to do it for him. So Bishop walks over to John Barnes, and I'm like, "Oh God!" And I could tell John that was telling John Barnes everything. This lad over here. And then Bishop ushers me over, and I just got to tell John Barnes a fraction of what he means to me. So I do have a pic. I can send you. There's a picture of myself and John Barnes, but I look like I've won a competition to meet John Barnes. Basically,
I've met John Barnes. I met John Barnes. Yeah, I met him.
Go on.
When I was a kid, we played. Well, I must have been like 15 years old, and we won this football tournament, and he presented our trophy, so I got to meet him, shake his hand, and then on stage he did his little rap.
What, down at Exeter?
Yeah, you know what?
It was just like in a football tournament, just outside of Devon, I think, somewhere, not far.
Wow,
not far from. Yeah, I've got a photo, so I'll send my photo in as well, James.
Mate, awesome. But I mean, he was.
I didn't know who he was at the
time. Well, I would say, I mean, David, around that time, late 80s into early 90s, like Ruud Gullit was probably one of the best. Well, was one of the best players on the planet. But Barnes would be in that conversation, wouldn't he? Around that time.
Oh, like him and Beardsley around that time.
So good.
So good.
Here's a controversial take: the Anfield rap and the video. People take the mick out of it. I think that's hilarious. I think that like totally holds up as a bit of as comedy.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it for ages.
It's like a spoof. They're doing like the Beast. It's like a spoof of.
It's Aldridge in it. Aldridge. I can sort of remember Aldridge in it.
I think it's like non-ironically hilarious. I think they absolutely nail it. I think it holds up now. It's like Goldie Looking Chain before Goldie Looking Chain.
Is it now?
It is. Look, I've got that Liverpool team. Oh my, they were so good, weren't they?
Yeah. Right, guys, are you up for a Bovril game?
Before you go, now, David. Before you go, I want to ask one more thing. Who have you met in your lives where you were genuinely, oh God?
Who have I met?
Where you've been like, oh God, I'm struggling to speak here.
That's a super question.
I mean, David, on the Chattervix, Iannucci, that meant a lot to you, didn't it?
Yeah.
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 I was living vicariously through you guys because I'd have felt the exact same way.
I mean, so we interviewed, I WhatsApped you, Edith Bowman this week. And that will come out in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They were family friends of the Fergusons.
Incredible.
So absolutely she just tells these just little stories. She made me realise how much sort of Ferguson means to me. I didn't sort of click until I was like, oh, this man is he's like a big grandpapa.
Sure.
And she treats it like she would just go down with her dad and she was there for Ferguson's first game and they would just go down every weekday, all the weekday matches, and just go and watch him and then see him afterwards, have drinks in the bar. And
I'll tell you a quick Fergie story. This is a measure of the man, right? Jeff Thomas, former Palace captain, one of our most iconic players ever, has had his battles with cancer and has raised a lot of money for cancer down the years. And Jeff Thomas wanted to reenact the 1990 FA Cup final between Crystal Palace and Manchester United. This was probably about 10, 15 years ago.
Is that the one that kept Fergie in the
job?
Yeah.
Right. So Fergie is the guy really that stops Crystal Palace from winning their only major trophy. That we got really close because it went to a replay. So you might think there might be animosity between Palace and Ferguson. Wait for this. So Thomas can assemble the Palace team because they'll all be in his phone. Ian Wright, Mark Bright, etc. I heard this from like the most reliable source, right? So Alex Ferguson found out what Jeff Thomas was trying to do and simply said, leave it with me. He got every single member of that Manchester United, and nearly all of them, by the way, had full-time management jobs at the time, Bruce, Hughes, etc. So they're all busy dudes. He got every single one of them. They played the match. They'll have raised a fortune for charity. I'm nearly crying at the memory of this. They came out after the halftime break. Ferguson walked down the touchline at Selhurst. Every single Crystal Palace fan on their feet, applauding the great man.
Yeah.
What an absolute...
That's sort of what she was saying. Like, just a brilliant man, really, really funny.
The bit that blew me away, that she was talking about as well, was like how like family orientated he is. Like, despite like how much time he spends in football or has spent in football, but like how much a lot of football managers sacrifice a lot of family time.
Yeah. What a man.
Bless Fergie.
I said to Edith, did you know him, or do you know him enough to have sent him a text when they won the Champions League? Yeah. What, that night? Yeah. My mum and dad were with him.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're like proper besties then?
Yeah. Like this.
Let's get into the Bovril game.
Yeah. Bam. Come on. By the way, James, you got some recovering to do because Alex Lowe let you down.
Yeah, Alex Lowe let you down, James.
He's down. Now he's got some stories.
So the league is this. John has 7 points. Co-presenters have 4. Okay.
Okay.
The rules are this: the Bovril game. 3 questions, 1 Exeter City based, the other Premier League based or general football based question. The third, we ask our guest if they'd like Bovril, and they have to say whether they do or not. Bovril. And we haven't got a guest, but I asked someone we all know if they like Bovril, which I'll reveal.
We all know
Shortly. You get 1 goal for a right answer, but if you answer the Bovril question correctly, you get 2 goals. Okay. And whoever wins the game wins 3 points for the league. Okay. Here's the Exeter question.
James is cheating. He's on his phone.
That is a get that. I'll put the phone away, but that was ABC pod related.
Okay.
Come on.
Sorry, I'm truly sorry. I'll put it on silent.
No, I thought you were just going to Google the answers. I don't care about going.
I'll tell you what, we've been trying to get a certain guest for the Always Be Comedy podcast.
Focus.
Looks like they can do it. So I am sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm truly. I'll be WhatsApping David the nanosecond this finishes. Sorry, I was looking at my phone.
This is the Bovril.
Are we buzzing in, David? Are we using buzzers?
No, not for this. No, not for this.
Okay.
First question, Exeter based. The average age of an Exeter City fan.
There's no way you found this out.
Is it?
This is wrong. Whatever this is, it's wrong.
Is it 24.7, 35.8, or 39.1?
I think it's 35.8.
John, no one look at the comments. If you write stuff in the comments, you will be banned.
Richard Bayliss has really made me an F there. I wouldn't worry about Google. David won't even have the answer.
Hold on. Sorry. What do you even remember the other 2 answers that you gave?
24.7, 35.8, or 39.1?
Nah, 39.1. 39.1. Where oldie goldies down south.
And what did you say, James?
I said the middle one. I think John is correct actually, but I said
the average age of an Exeter City fan is 24.7. 0 points.
What?
No goals.
Hang on.
No.
David.
Question 2 of the Bovril game. Okay.
Ridiculous. 24.
Alan Shearer's foot size. Is it 9, 7, or 12?
9.
Alan Shearer's
9.
foot size.
9. He's a size.
I think it's 12. I'm going to go 12.
12? If it's 12, I'm going to be fuming because that's ridiculous. He's basically a clown at that point.
Can I just... But I'm 9. I'm not a tall guy, and I'm 9.5.
Okay.
Oh,
what are we going for?
I'm size 9. He's going to be bloody 12, isn't he?
What are we going for? James, 12?
I'm sticking with 12.
I'll stick with 9 because it's what first answers and that.
Alan Shearer's foot size is 9.
Get in. Put that in your
How have I got bigger? God, imagine how many more goals would he have scored if you had the same size feet as me? I can't believe it.
Okay. And now for the Bovril question. Who answered first last time, John?
Alex answered last time.
Okay, so you answered this. Okay.
Yeah.
I just asked Romesh Ranganathan if he likes Bovril.
As you did.
Did he reply?
What's that mean?
Did he reply yes or no?
Oh God!
Did you just go onto your WhatsApp, by the way, and see who was online?
Yeah, I just said answer this quick as you can.
I don't know anything about Romesh.
Did he reply yes or no?
Nah, Romesh didn't. He doesn't like it. He's not a fan of Bovril. Actually, I bet he replied, I've never tried it, but I think he'd say no.
No. John? James? Sorry?
I'm pretty confident that the answer is no, because Romesh is a vegan, right? So I think I don't think a meaty based drink would be his cup of Bovril. However, in the interest of the game, I have to say,
you could take 1 point each. Get the co-host.
But then I lose because you got the Shearer foot.
Yeah, you got the Shearer fact.
Yeah,
right.
but you'd still get a point on the board, wouldn't you? On the leaderboard.
No,
you know what they call me?
Oh.
The gambler.
Gambler. Yeah. You're going for yes.
Okay, sorry. Yes, Romesh. Yes, Romesh likes.
I asked Romesh Ranganathan if he liked Bovril, and he replied, no.
Oh! I was actually quietly confident. I thought it was going to be a twist.
Yeah.
Oh! Well, David,
John.
that was brilliant.
That's lovely.
Brilliant. John,
3 points for John. He's got 10 points on the league, and the co-presenters have 4.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was. You know what? I lost. That was the best one yet. That was.
It's a great game.
We need a Bovril bet jingle.
Game.
We need a Bovril bet jingle. Come on.
Alfie's in. Alfie's in. Welcome, Alfie.
Alfie. Hello.
So that's it, everyone. Thank you very much for coming on.
David, can I just say that the songs, you are very gifted. Your songs are so catchy. I think they're brilliant. So you do a great Bovril song.
I saw the one that you did about Stuart Broad. That had about 150,000 views on Twitter.
Superb. So, David, where do you record? Because the vocals are so...
Right there. He records right there.
Listen, I write it here. And then I send it to a guy called Dan. He sends it back and forth. Dan's a very good musician, let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. As always, thank you for having me. I love this.
Anything you want to plug, James?
You plugged in.
Oh, the Always Be Comedy podcast. The latest guest it's out now, came out yesterday, is Stuart Lee. And it's a really good episode. Stuart's the thing with Stuart is he's a really sweet guy, isn't he? He's a lovely bloke.
Do you know Stuart Lee, John?
No. I thought he was going to say Stuart Little, to be honest, but...
What a guess. What?
What, the little mouse?
Yeah.
Mouse?
The little mouse. What? That was brilliant.
Oh, that's great.
Stuart Little, if you're listening, we'd love to... Stuart Little's favourite comedian. Yes, please.
I don't know if anyone's played Stuart Little as a live actor.
Great. Turns up at James is in his little red car to do a pop.
I'm going to go for Jerry from Tom and Jerry to open the
Oh, my God.
Superb.
Oh.
Brilliant. Thanks you, James.
Thanks to all the extra fans as well. I think you've got a really great community. It's a lovely thing. And John, well done. That was a very deserved victory. Well played.
Yeah. Oh, wow. He's humble in defeat today.
Who I am. Yeah. As a Palace fan, you get used to being humble in defeat. Trust me.
The gambler is humble in defeat.
The gambler.
The gambler.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, David.
Cheers, John.
See
you later, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Bye for
everyone.
now.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, James.